Welcome, guys, back to FACEIT TV. James, you might want to hold on to that, as we do have Epsilon up against dAT. They lost Inferno against dAT. We just saw dAT crushing ESC. They look like a completely new team. They look fantastic. They're playing great CS. They have a map advantage against Epsilon. Moving on to Overpass, they have the pistol round as well, and we're going to be playing on from that point forward.
Okay, so just to explain, there was a clean pistol round yesterday. In the second round, GMX got DDoS into high heaven, so we are resuming it from 1-0. That is the final decision, and the players are almost ready to go with that. So, again, we've seen we've seen a great performance from dAT today.
Oh yeah,
they're going in warm from playing those previous matches.
they're going in with like what? How many rounds did they get on T side of Nuke? Well, like 13 or something.
Billion.
Yeah, they're going to be feeling on top of the world after that. And after putting in so much practice and hard work, it can only feel amazing. And these guys all have jobs and stuff. Like they just come home after their jobs, work their asses off together, and have been getting results like this. It's got to feel amazing for them. So a lot of respect to that for the clear. I mean, the thing is that like it is clear how hard they've been working, because it's completely reflected in how tight their game has been from all aspects. And so it's a joy to watch.
Absolutely. So I'm looking forward to this. I'm hoping Epsilon can get back into this game.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Yep.
I want to see some headshots from Scream. I'm a Scream fanboy.
The interesting thing here is that so far the trend that we're seeing from dAT is that they've got great T sides, and this is where they're actually winning their matches. In fact, against Epsilon on Inferno, they were able to have a blinding T half as well, as they have had against the other team today, ESC. So they're starting off T here on a CT-sided map. Are they going to repeat Nuke on Overpass against Epsilon?
They did get the pistol clean, though. When they won the pistol, they didn't lose a single player.
Yeah. Actually, I actually remember the pistol run exactly. I remember them rushing, doing like a really nice B execute, and just having everybody alive, just all covering every angle, and they waited forever to plant the bomb, just to make sure that everybody was all hands on deck to respond to any aggression, which is the smart thing on B. The bomb planter is so exposed, so... Either way, into the match now, we have Epsilon, dAT with their advantage. Epsilon running with the 5.7 and PD50 armor.
So on the CT side, you can see they are just all about defending their bomb sites here. They're not going to overextend. You can see Scream, he's just poking around on the B side just to get some info so they can stack the right side if possible. You can see him going to sewers, now he's going back towards Monster area. So he's just trying to find out where the T's are, and the intel is going to be towards B for the time being. You can see that slowly edging their way forward, but again, the stack is all about the sites here. All the CTs are stacking between the two sites. Trying to get some peeks in, but again, there's no reason for them to overextend here. That nade is one we showed you yesterday that goes over to those barrels. But not much damage yet. It's GMX 80 HP.
That's actually a really nice nade to throw. It's very likely that will be on barrels.
Absolutely. You get Molotov there sometimes as well.
But we're going to see the push coming into 8. Smokes down, and just going to try to plant in there. They do trade onto FX here, but the bomber does go down. That's on the floor at the moment. Epsilon trying to reposition themselves around. It's looking a little awkward here for dAT, but WorldEdit picking up a frag. Flamie as well. So they are 3-on-2 now. Looking pretty hot. AdreN going to lock down on position as GMX comes up from the bank area. Able to pick off AdreN and move into a 1-on-2. WorldEdit's very low. So be careful here against that P250, or a very, very respectable pistol. That is for sure.
GMX doesn't have a kit, so he hasn't got enough time to mess around, unless he's just going to try and kill them as they exit here.
Just keep them on the site, at least would be amazing, but he gets a kill. WorldEdit's the last guy. You've got the Ump. He has 15 health. Obviously, he's not going to get the plant, but he's going to be able to pick up a weapon and keep WorldEdit on the site, and he's definitely going to die here. And there it is. He gets the kill. Can he get out of there? Yes, he will get out of there with 9 health to spare. GMX with a 3 kill and picking up the Imp. That's a great result for Epsilon.
So intelligent play there by GMX. Again, without the kit, he's not going to try and pursue it and fall. He's going to contain them on the site to make sure they have to spend as much money as possible in the following round to get back onto this full buy. And full buy it will almost be. You can see WorldEdit running with the AWP. bondik with the Galil, though, which stops it from being the full buy, as he has got the force bite rather than the full. We've got a 3-man push from the CCs this time. LDLC style. Now they're going to retreat again. This is a common thing we see from LDLC. See a fast surge up the A side, and then they eventually retreat after getting picks or not getting picks. So we're going to survive and go back to the site. You can see the bomb in a very passive position just in case anything crazy happens. It's going to be all the way back there. Give them the options to go to either site. And in the meantime, that will slowly creep towards each site. Yep. And there's a lot of corners to check. Don't want to get caught short by these 5.7s and P250s. So going to edge their way up. It's
always going to be a slow one after Epsilon showed so much presence so deep. They don't know where they could be hiding. So they are going to take every precaution. And we've seen so many times today, they have the most methodical anti-pistol save rounds. And they're finally, after a good 30 seconds after seeing those CTs, finding their way onto the A-bomb site. And in come the nades. All these smokes and flashes thrown. Are they going to be able to actually get the bomb down? Here it is, moving in. Flamie able to take down Biggie. Smoke, that's helpful. Very, very helpful. Lining up for Flamie and Blade. The bomb can go down. Nobody going down for that at all. That's actually kind of amazing. I was a little bit worried for them because all those, they're attacking A, loads of closed spaces to fight against the 5.7s. But the smokes, man. The smokes.
Yeah, generally speaking, dAT are doing a really good job of taking sites as the timer runs down. Again, it's something Na'Vi do, but at least in the matches we've seen from dAT earlier today, they're doing it really strongly. And
yeah, they're almost doing it. Well, I would hesitate to say they're doing it more cleanly than Na'Vi.
Absolutely, yeah, they didn't lose a single player. So
and with more time as well, just a little bit more time than Na'Vi usually leave it to as well.
So doing it very consistently for the time being. GMX now with the AWP.
I'm very worried, James, that I sound like a massive dAT fanboy all of a sudden because there's so much stuff that they're doing.
Hey, you're happy.
Praiseworthy.
You're happy because A, they're doing excellent work, and B, it means that we have more competitive teams in Counter-Strike, more people to be scared of, and that is always going to be a good thing. Definitely. Always the usual suspects. There's that nade again. GMX sent to 60 HP after that meaty nade thrown over from the sewer area. So again, guys, that is definitely one that you guys need to learn. Very easy smoke to throw. You can see Flamie, he is setting up to throw that smoke to cover the sniper area. Again, these are smokes you can throw pretty much from anywhere in the sewer area. This is just where they choose to throw it from. And that's going to be a very clean smoke. We'll see the result of that if they push this site.
Okay, they're going to make the move in. They've been very tight with these executes previously. Nobody's looking. No one is looking. They're getting up the ramp here. Flamie able to pick off one player by jungle very quickly as he's spinning around to try to find himself some damage. Does manage to take one down, but it's going to be that up on the site now, taking down players on water, getting the bomb planted. It's a 2-on-2, and things are looking quite good for them here after plant-wise. And Blade is going to make his way up, and oh, FACEIT with that drop. bondik is left though, and to get smoked off, this is very difficult. He does know where the bomb is, and he can actually spray through. He's going to go for it, gets the spray through the smoke onto Biggie, and in comes the second defuse. bondik knows what happens when someone makes that sound. He knows where they are, but running through, and he's like, where is he? What a beautiful move from FACEIT.
He doesn't have the time.
I don't believe that. That's madness. And they're going to
get away from the bomb.
They're going to pick up with their 4th round here. They did lose a lot of cash. I mean, they were running an AWP and everything, but it's even worse for Epsilon, who have to eco once again.
Yeah, that was a make or break round for their economy. Obviously, if they got the defuse, they could do a full buy. Now they're very limited. Their options are not many, and it looks like they're going to go for the save. FACEIT not spending too much, going to keep his money on a par with his teammates so they can all buy together in the following round. That's very important for the CT side. And but again, not that much money on their team either. Obviously, they had to completely rebuy for all their team. Do have another AWP on WorldEdit. We've seen what he can do with this thing. He is currently aiming over to an area where there are no CTs. So we will rotate to see GMX just playing the jack in the box. Uzzziii in the sewer position though with the deagle. I think he is crouching, which means his accuracy will be a little bit better than if he was standing.
Is it going to happen again? Are we going to see that? Because potentially here, if they survive this round well, obviously they're going to have enough money in the bank, so they're 2 away from an eco, 2 losses away from an eco. So they're going to be feeling okay there. They'll have 5 rounds. Then they just have to win another buy round, and then that downward spiral for the CTs, which just happened to ESC on Nuke. It could happen here to Epsilon. I'm very curious to see if that's going to actually happen again. That's a nice little boost there onto FACEIT. They've got 3 players over towards that A side. Uzzziii, he does not give a single damn just moving in through the sewers, going to find and pick up on the sweepy area against these riflers. Doesn't even have any armor, but he is able to do significant damage there by taking a player away from the eventual push. And they're going to make their way in now with some grenades. There is the Molotov to the barrels, and we do have Epsilon making their way in for the retake.
That's the rifle down finally. It looks like they were trying to identify where that was. Found him in the end. It's a 2 versus 3 now. 1 versus 2. GMX last man standing. Again, another expensive round for that. Most importantly, the AWP survives for the following round, but this buy not going to be the easiest for them. The full buy coming out for Epsilon here. It is 5-0 the less favored side, the T side here on Overpass. A very lopsided map.
Yeah, it's like we're having a flashback to Nuke here with ESC, because this is when I said in the same round, hey, this is where things can get basically the odds are just drastically or astronomically affected if Epsilon lose this, because then this round is worth 2 for them for that. So that can feasibly, if they win this, get 7 rounds, and then boom, 7 rounds T side. That's insane already.
Again, you have generally passive play here from the Terrors at the start of the round, trying to figure out where people are. But FACEIT is going to be the one who gets the first frag. Uzzziii taking some damage here on the B-bomb side, but he's going to survive. FACEIT down on life as well, but they do have the numbers advantage and the orbs. So that's all important.
Good work there.
Only needs 1 HP to be effective with that gun.
Yeah, they're trying to get themselves on a pick there onto short to try to destabilize the B hold and force some CTs to move around a little bit, but they got out-executed. We haven't seen that happen all that much today, but Epsilon were able to pull it off in a very key round. So they got the advantage, despite Uzzziii and FACEIT being very low on health. Now with 35 seconds left, that are certainly starting to run very low on time and options, with 5 men alive for Epsilon. It's they're going to have to just brute force this. It's not something we've seen them have to do very often. Here they go, in with their smokes that have worked quite well for them. They're going to go. Are they going to go straight to defuse? The plus, sorry. And it looks like FACEIT is going to take down bondik, who was with that bomb, and they aren't able to find anything really. Biggie does go down, but that's the extent of the damage to the CT side. Epsilon going to put 1 on the board, and that is a very timely moment to do so.
That is a great round from Epsilon. They only lost Biggie. They saved both AWPs. Very important round for them. And you can see that were 5-0 up. They've lost 1 round and they're forced to eco here. So it's been a good war of attrition as far as Epsilon are concerned. They haven't won the round so far, but their first one's on the board. So they have a small advantage here. Obviously, on a dominating map like Overpass, they need to be as strong as possible now. And ideally, they're going to be looking for 10-5.
So Uzzziii there on short. They don't have any pushes towards sewers. Instead, they are pushing around the park area, or A long. And Uzzii's going to find the kill on the flamie towards short. So they are picking them off. They're only with P250s at the moment. So got to be careful, those 2 pushes. If they lose those weapons, which it looks like they are going to, Blade is going to pick up that AWP. And I'm sure he wants to get onto WorldEdit. But WorldEdit so far pushed, wants to chase down the kill. Won't make it happen, as GMX does put a bullet into him. And that will be the end of him. AdreN and Blade, no armor, but a smoke. And against 3 players, every chance to actually take a site here. Oh, he's just going to go for it. And he will get the square part. That is bold, holding that AWP, but it works. This is actually kind of nuts. He's going to pick up the frag onto Uzzziii as he tries to strafe out for some vision. And Blade and AdreN are now positioned so perfectly to defend this bomb. This is madness. Are they going to take this round? Blade picks up another one with the AWP. In comes Scream, and Blade goes down quite low. Scream spots the last player. Beautiful work there from Scream. And Blade is getting quite low, 6 health. He's going to have to go in fast. Scream goes for the defuse, and he gets the defuse. And the frag will be able to pick up the AWP to boot. And what a save there from the man himself, Scream.
That was really interesting, because if you look at these indicators as to where the bomb can be planted, the bomb was planted about here, which means that there's a little more wiggle room for the T's to plant the bomb than we otherwise thought. If you're a CT and there's a smoke there and you can see these lines, you're going to be aiming here rather than just to the right of that. So that's a really interesting little fact there. And yeah, that did get the plant, which will allow them to get the full buy, but excellent work there by Scream. He had no choice but to hold it. He got the kill afterwards as well. Managed to 2-6.
This is really nice.
See more aggression now outside the park area from the CTs.
Let's check the money real quick there for the CTs. Definitely, they lost a lot of cash in that last round. So
FACEIT stopped by the lamppost.
The thing is here, though, we don't have any AWP for that, so it's going to be hard for them to find picks because they're up against 2 AWPers. A set play would be great here, but they're going to assault into the toilets area, into the long side as well, and try to make this happen. Vicky does take down 1 player, so 1 apiece here. That's going to definitely favor the Tees, but they need to make sure that they have enough nades here to push into the site eventually. We know that they have the nade technology, James. They've got those...
the nade technology.
They've got those smokes, kind of borrowing the technology phrase from the fighting game community there. They say that all the time. But we know that they have the nades here. If they get the perfect smokes onto A, they could definitely make this work. They can shut down those AWPers. But if they try to challenge them openly, this could get really rough, really fast with that.
So GMX on the B site there. The flash is coming. Is this a fake? I'm not sure. We're seeing the counter flashes from the CTs as well. They're going to go for the sneaky plant again. This is just audacious.
It is.
And outrageous.
Absolutely so. WorldEdit is going to back away. Look at the way that they can defend this bomb, but there's not the bodies there. And oh, look. Are you joking? They're going to go for this boost to defend it. flamie picks off 1. Uzzziii falls to the ground as AdreN makes his way around the toilets. Screamer's going to try to find them here, but they have clearly been working with this offline. And we have AdreN coming in now from the other angle, and they are all having to push out so far to find the Tees. This setup is so sick. It's so sick when they get that plant and can retreat. It's amazing how many angles they have to play with. They even have the boost. That just shows you how much they thought about this at a time. It really does.
Yeah, I mean that was really, really impressive. And it looks like the meta game on Overpass is changing because I have not seen anyone play the T side of Overpass the way that are playing it. They're really exploiting the map. You can see, like for example on Inferno B, you can see the wall of smokes at the front of the site where people plant at the front of the site. But rather than doing just a complete wall off, I mean they did it in the previous round, but this time they seem to have identified that somebody was on Optimus, so they put a smoke in front of there. Then they put a smoke in front of Bank, left the gap in the middle, planted the bomb just right in front of the gap, and then WorldEdit's just holding the angle on the gap should someone be foolish enough to peek. So really, really good play there by dAT.
This changes the map a lot because one of the things with Overpass is that the CTs can rotate very quickly between the sites. And right now, if you have to plant, on Optimus on the truck, then damn, that's like really deep into the site. So the CTs can easily defend that from quite far back. Obviously now with the change to like make it so you have to jump up instead of run up the stairs to get into the site on one angle, then that actually makes it a little harder for the CTs to actually get into or to play from a far back position. But now the ability to plant in front of the site as well also means that the CTs actually kind of like, how do they prevent that from playing far back? They can't really, because if it gets smoked off, they can't exactly Molotov it because obviously they've got the smokes there. So they either have to have players forward enough to spray it down, or that's it really, or they have to like have players forward enough to stop them even getting that position in the first place, because that clearly are playing for this every time. So, and they clearly are showing there's so many different angles they can play post-plant with. Like they have the boost, they have like the 2 areas from the toilets, the 2 angles from the toilets, and the CTs, look how far they have to push out. It's actually crazy. It's actually crazy.
It is. So we have a short delay here. Epsilon having a small issue, which hopefully will be fixed shortly. I think we're about a minute away. So while we're here, guys, I'm not sure if any of you are following me on Twitter, but I have spoken to the platform guys at FACEIT.com, and I've asked them if they can get DEC side onto the PUG system. And I think it might happen, guys, but definitely if you want to see DEC side on the platform, while I have a bit of time, send a tweet to @FACEIT, tell them that you demand C-side on the platform, guys, and we'll see if we can get it on there in the next 24 to 48 hours.
When you started that sentence, it's like, oh, I guess, well, so I don't know if you follow me on Twitter, guys. I thought you were going to do like this most, like,
what, to start spamming my Twitter?
Yeah, I think you're going to do the most shameless Twitter plug ever, where it's like, you're not even going to like say...
I don't know if you're following me on Twitter, guys, but here's my Twitter.
Yeah, exactly. What are you going to do that?
Yeah, what's next, DDK?
Exactly, but you didn't do that.
No, I don't pimp the Twitter. I
don't really do that either, but we have the overlays do that for us.
Indeed, we do.
So that's it.
There we go. Boom. Now come the shameless plug.
That was pretty shameless.
There it is.
That was pretty shameless. Can I do the pointing as well? I used to always try to do the pointing to be like really cool and fancy, but then I just would always miss, and it'd be really embarrassing.
Always go the wrong way, right? Because it's the opposite to...
Yeah. Pretty much. And I would never learn. Okay,
so we are back. We are large and in charge right now, as we have a conga line of CTs rushing up A on this eco. P250s, Deagles, 5.7s, 1 flashbang, 2 flashbangs, sorry, bit of armor, 1 helmet. This is just madness. Got the CT first. Can they get the frag though? Yes. 1 trade comes in. Following trade comes in. from the Epsilon team, and suddenly it's a 3 versus 3. Are they going to back off? I mean, we've got flamie in the B bomb site, but the bomb is down on the floor all the way up here. So is he going to stay there to try and secure the bomb site for his friends, or is he going to come back and get the numbers advantage?
Surprised FXio is not getting the giving the AK to the guy with armor right now, because GMX is going to just have the 5-7. FXio, the moment he gets touched with no armor, the aim punch is going to annihilate him.
Okay, so they've got the bomb back. 3 versus 1. Does he chase them, or does he try and save?
Well, it depends on how many rounds they've lost in a row.
Well, look at the cash. GMX has got 0 in the bank.
Yeah.
So I think he has to save it, because otherwise the money's completely in balance. He's got to throw a gun to GMX.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
yeah, there's a lot of value in his hands right now, especially because he's got I think he has a 5-7 or at least or a PT50. He can at least pick up a 5-7 if he wants to have more value to throw to a teammate, because throwing a 5-7 to a teammate is a pretty big deal. And obviously with the 2700 already on the AK, it's a lot of value, and they would have to have lost like 5 in a row to equal that value. And like you said, the drop potential is pretty huge, so save makes a huge amount of sense here.
I think flamie is a designated hunter here.
He'd be hunting, but yeah, this is looking at not quite as dominant as the nuke, but it is showing that the work has been put in by dAT, because they're showing us stuff that, like, we've seen a bunch of overpass games in recent weeks. Like, I've seen a bunch of overpass games in recent weeks. I haven't seen the team play it like dAT are playing it right now. Like the way that they're playing A, the kind of the tight executions that they have on B is also quite impressive and up to par with some of the top level. So very impressive stuff from them. So far, Epsilon is struggling to deal with it.
Indeed they are. You can see FXio with an aggressive position now. Is it... I'm wondering, does GMX just have a P250, or is... No, he's just got a P250. Well, this is interesting. FXio could have dropped to Mag 7, but I wonder, is he saving for the AWP? Is it like a gamble, or what's the situation here?
Well, they're going to be pushing into B regardless. They have cleaned out Sewers. They're pushing up Monster. They do have Scream there to contend with, who does take down one player, but he's not going to be able to stop the swaths of terrorists marching on into that bomb site as the bomb is soon to go down. They have left it a fair amount of time, because you don't want to plant that bomb too prematurely on the B site.
I was wondering if they were going to go for a boost there, but no.
So here it is. Both players coming in from short. Played in well at it with some good positions after plant. There go the flashes, and Biggie going to be the point of the point man here for this push. Is he going to find a quick frag onto Blade?
Oh, he's got no kit.
That's wallbangable though, the AWP, but he's just going to run around with the pistol to be sure, and oh, he's going to get caught off, and there you go. Epsilon with good work are going to... Oh no, he doesn't have time.
I don't think he has
He doesn't have time for this. Oh, that's so devastating. Not once, but twice that's happened now. Scream on A, now Uzzziii on B. 2 bombs that they couldn't defuse because there wasn't enough time or a kit, and that is gut-wrenching.
See, for me, that I don't know if FXio bought a kit. He had 1800 in the bank after saving that AK. He didn't drop a gun for GMX, so he's running around with a P250 when he could have had a Mag 7. I'm not sure if he had a kit, but that's, yeah, hasn't gone in Epsilon's favor either. And they find themselves 6 rounds down on the heavily favored CT side. That demonstrating some new tactics here that may slightly change the way this map is played. I mean, really, they're trailblazing right now.
Yeah, they're doing a good job. AdreN's going to find a pick as well, as they try to like scoop up all the pistoling players across the map who have been scattered around. And you know what? It's like it's almost too easy. Like that are making it almost too easy for people to become fans of them right now. Yeah, it's almost too easy. It's kind of weird in that sense. But they are doing very well these last couple days, and Epsilon are having a lot of trouble with this CT half at the moment. They're going to have their buy coming in now, and they have had some success with these very quick pushes where they're able to, and this is a good way to play against dAT, because dAT have really strong executes. So you want to try to remove some of the nades, to try to remove some of the players as well early on if you can, and you can do this effectively on this map, and they're going to go for it here. Epsilon pushing forwards to connector, see if they can get some early picks. That would be fantastic for them.
Only AdreN down here. They're not going to peek him, not going to overextend here. There's 4 people to from dAT towards the B bomb site here, so it's very, very timely that they've changed their approach. We're going to have GMX and Biggie both in the long area, and they're going to be so far away from this push that this might be a problem for the CT. Only Scream on the A site for the moment. He gets a first frag, but bondik takes him out. Bomb is down on the floor, so that's going to be delayed going onto a plant. Look at the rotation from the CTs. They've completely lost the A site, as that will soon find out as they go for the push. GMX having to clear the connector area before they even get anywhere near the site, so they know where he is as he takes out AdreN. You can see Uzzziii going through bank and Biggie, and again now it's their turn to go slow and clear out all these corners, of which there are so many on overpass. Nice flash by Biggie, but still hasn't seen flamie just yet. flamie takes him out, and the camera changes. bondik is going to fall to GMX. 3 versus 2 now. WorldEdit holding an angle. It's going to find the first frag as well.
It's alone now. 2 players. That bomb is getting very far ticked though. There's no time to mess around. He's got to go for it. But WorldEdit, he just takes him down. Absolutely savage play coming in from dAT. And you know what was really interesting was how far pushed they were, pretty much all over the place. They were trying to lock down choke points away from the site. They're trying to lock down the door with the smokes. They were trying to lock down connector. They were trying to lock down jungle. It was marvelous.
Yeah, they had the CTs had 2 people here, as that had 4 people in this area, and that is such a long rotation. You have to clear all this area as well. Like it's, you know, that's so much time wasted for them to get to the site once they got there. There was barely enough time to get a defuse.
That's a nice spray down there from flamie.
And again, there's no hit on Epsilon. Let's have a look at the money very, very quickly. They just can't afford it. Their economy has been broken. They've only got 2 rounds. Even if they have to go for a retake here, they're going to be so limited on time. It's just constant lack of time. It's just lots of just bad things all coming together here for Epsilon.
And Scream is always only able to get like 1 frag when they're pushing him, because he's always getting attacked from short and from long at the same time.
And so he's the only person on the site sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, it's honestly, it feels like Scream is getting so much, having to do so much with so little advantage, or, well, no advantage to play with time. So, but GMX coming in back to try to go for the retake. There's 2 players left now that he does take down AdreN. Has to move through the smoke. Here he goes, hell for leather, and he's going to get taken out immediately by Blade. And that is 11-2 now as that storm ahead. It's looking incredibly dominant once again. What is happening? Where did this team come from? Is this the same? Are these the same players? Are these the same people? I don't even know.
The way they're playing now, I would like to see them in the next FACEIT league. Definitely.
Yeah. Absolutely. They are showing amazing CS.
So the T's changing up their strategy again. You can see now we have people. Well, look at the CTs as well. I mean, we may see a few distractions. So,
this is exactly what they need to do as well. They can't let dAT just walk up to the sites and just go for their executes. They just can't do that. It's quite clear right now that dAT have some executes that Epsilon can't deal with very effectively. Epsilon will have to go and watch demos first to then be like, okay, guys, this is how we deal with it. They've got to try to shut them down before they get there. And that, well, they've been handling that well so far.
Yeah, these are things we just straight up have not seen before. So people have no idea how to react to them. Nice flash there by Biggie. Oh, that is a 1D and a half. It's going to be an ult for him. 2-man advantage here for the CT. Make that 3. He needs to claw these few rounds back. See Scream just on edge right now, shooting his teammate. And again, with 5 of them alive, there's nobody on the B bomb site. And the bomb's going to go down here. Blade's going to plant it. And they're going to have to go for the retake. Yeah.
There's surely no way they can pull this one off. They've got too many players to deal with and not enough ability to do so with no positions. So Epsilon, well done to them. They managed to pick up a round, and they do shut down players before they manage to get set up on any kind of a play. So that seems to be the solution here, but it's a solution that Epsilon have come across far too late into the first half, where they should have been much more ahead than they are now. Well, okay, they're very far behind them, but they should have been ahead on this round. So this half, and that's very comfortable at the moment. So both teams with their 4-buys, 2 AWPs here for Epsilon.
This kind of reminds me of like some previous matches we saw with NiP, where they're like a talented team, but the opposition have just been far superior in terms of tactics and so on, and how they evolved to the game.
Yeah.
Like historically, not the current roster, but they're just just far more prepared for this map at the moment. Like they have studied so hard, it seems, for their qualification into SLTV for this $10,000 G2A Cup. They've really put the time in. These are, again, these are people with wives.
These are people with children and wives. And jobs.
Indeed.
Non-jobs that aren't playing CS full time. Indeed, it is an impressive showing. It's hard not to be constantly reminded of that fact.
And again, you can see there are two CTs still in a long area. Going to have to be tentative about rotating back to the site as they have no idea where the Ts are, but the Ts are pushing the B bomb back for the time being. From short and through Monster, Uzzzii's going to go down. It's a 5 versus 2 reach. It's not looking good for Epsilon in the last round. Scream going to take down the Schlosser. And that's going to be the end for him. So all down to Biggie.
Terrorists win.
And he will rest in the corner.
Rest in pieces. All right.
R.I.P. in Pierogi.
12-3. That just have to win the pistol, and it's pretty much over from there. Epsilon, even if they win the pistol, it's an incredibly tough journey for them. That obviously have the easier deal now, being on the CT, just can play static and react, can have just very simple setups, use the fundamentals of CS. So it's all about this moment here in Connector. bondik going to be opening it up with a frag onto GMX. He makes it 2, doubles up, in comes flamie to help. They are getting sandwiched in between all of the dAT players. And Epsilon now, it's all on Scream. And if there was a man you wanted to have to clutch this,
I was just about to say that.
It's going to be Scream. But what is he doing? He's surveying the CT spawn right now. I am a little uncertain as to what Scream is actually doing right now.
It may be that he is just getting the hell out of Dodge so his teammates can discuss an anti-eco strat for the next round, maybe?
I mean, there is obviously quite a bit of time left in the round, but he seems to be kind of messing around a little bit.
I feel like, is he throwing things on the floor for sound cues to try and bait someone to come out?
It is definitely possible. He does a lot of nasty tags there. flamie does go down, but he costs Scream a lot of health, and that's just 1 kill of 4 that is now required in quick succession here for Scream to, with the remaining time in the round, actually pick it up. And there it is, 2 health now, and he's going to get finished off. And Epsilon in dire straits, losing the pistol. And that, I like the philosophy that they're all like basically hovering around Connector, because it does give them fast rotation and a good ability to respond.
So the match is paused at the moment. I do wonder if Epsilon may be having a quick team chat. You can see it's been unpaused by GMX now. So I think there's some strat discussion going on here. We can see the buys coming out for that. We've got an M4, 2 FAMASs, the Mag 7 this time, and the UMP, T250 Tech 9s, and the DEAG for Biggie, not for Scream.
They really need, well, okay, they need a lot of stuff right now. They need a lot of stuff right now. They need at least the bomb plant in this round.
They need
and some frag. They need a bomb plant and some frags. So they really need everything.
Yeah.
Usually you say, okay, you know, just get some damage with this kind of a round. They need everything. They need every possible.
Yeah, I think this is the worst map to have such a deficit on the left favoured side.
Yeah, it really is. So it's going to be Blade locking it down just for a moment there with the But look at this, Epsilon are coming in with some good pistol frags, and it has to be down to the rotating players from A for dAT to try to save this round for them. But Epsilon have now FXO with that M4A1. Here comes flamie. Mag is not really the weapon of choice for this approach, but he doesn't have really much in the way of options. Has to go for it. FXO going to wrap around after the flash to take down AdreN, and so flamie swaps out for a FAMAS. Gonna have to go for reload. Oh, barely avoids getting caught there thanks to the crate. And FXO holding position. They're holding the lines. Holding the lines. In comes the push from flamie. Surely not. flamie is surely not going to do this. Scream is going to put an end to the shenanigans of flamie, and we are going to see Epsilon holding on again.
I'm wondering who the winner of this match plays in the semi-final. Because imagine if it's... okay, it's going to be Hellraisers. Because just generally speaking, I would like to see that versus LDLC on this map.
Yeah.
I think the way that has played the T side and the way LDLC played the CT side, they're probably the 2 best teams on this map.
Do you think it's really scary for Hellraisers to face against Blade? Like, don't you think that's really scary?
Oh, you know what? I didn't even register that.
That's like really scary. That's going to be an interesting match. But we'll have to see if Epsilon can pull it back here. They are going to make 2 great openings there. FXO ripping Blade apart with that AK. as the eco does come in, and
What on earth is Scream doing?
Scream is having an intimate moment with the wall.
Terrorists win.
So that was a bit awkward. WorldEdit fired off like 4 or 5 shots.
Maybe Scream's mouse is like spazzing out or something.
He fired off about 4 or 5 shots, and then WorldEdit went for the knife. But obviously it was an indication to his teammates as to where he were. Let's have a quick look at the kills here. We can see Blade's got 19 kills at the moment. AdreN just waiting to hit that 10 mark. Scream with 14, top fragging for his team at the moment. So again, that 3 rounds away from taking this 2-0. Epsilon with a lot of work to do. Not having a fun time, as we can see there, but
it just looks like the team that did more work is coming out on top here.
Yeah,
that's honestly what it is like. I'm not sure the preparation Epsilon had for this, but
I mean, this is a short sample size. Obviously, we're
it
talking
really
about
is,
a few matches here. But have you ever seen such a drastic transition in say, strength and consistency and teamwork that we're seeing from that?
I mean, the thing is, before with that, we saw glimpses from WorldEdit, we saw glimpses from flamie, from bondik, from most of their players from Blade that they can frag. I mean, we saw that from the last season. The problem is that they had problems strategically. They had problems tactically as well. They're getting, and the thing about that is that often those initial problems can make your execution look a lot worse as well, because you're always playing from bad positions. So you always have disadvantages on a lot of fights, and the other team has better team play, so you're going to run into crossfires, and you don't have the counter flashes you need. So you just get trounced on these basic areas of CS, which you as a team need to tighten up on. It feels like they've done all of that, and now we're getting to see them actually do all the executes, and now we get to actually really see the skill of the players.
Yeah,
that's kind of my take on this, but they've clearly done a lot of homework. I would love to see see an interview of Blade or something on how his team has grown, basically, and what all the factors are going into that. Who was taking what role in the practices? How do they schedule the practices around, the work and family life, and what problems they found, and how what teams did they watch? Where did they get advice from? Who did they pull inspiration from? I'd like to know all of that stuff, because the level of improvement they've done, rightly as you say, is phenomenal. Like, it's hard to compare it.
As far as Overpass is concerned, I think this week we've really seen some great things. Again, let's not forget X-Mike and Unu A, and they were doing fantastic things on this map. We've seen like full rushes onto the B site on a full buy, where they have during the rush. I mean, it's not normal for me at least, that you see people rush onto a site and they still have perfect grenades every single time. Completely.
You mean like still running, basically?
Yeah. But I mean, not just like one running grenade, just like a whole team rush of a site with specific perfect grenades. It's not 2 things I normally see together, but they did it on an eco, did it on a full buy as well. They have the Molotov going, well, they've got a flashbang onto the site, then the Molotov comes in Titan style, old Titan style, onto the barrel area where you normally have a CT angle, using barrels for protection up to the chest, and just taking the site like that. I mean, we really enjoyed that. They were showing some really nice T tactics, and the general CT play, having the right angles to throw flashbangs for their teammates while it goes behind their head and they peek Monster or other places and just get really easy frags. And now we're seeing this from dAT as well. Like, just this map, I feel, is just evolving in front of our eyes, and it's quite beautiful to see.
I wasn't a huge fan of Overpass for a while, and but I appreciated it because it's a very different map. Like the kind of fundamentals of CS that it focuses on or emphasizes is just a little bit different. So I think that's when you can get the best map pools, when you have each map has like focuses on different aspects.
Requires a different discipline,
of CS.
maybe.
Yeah, and this felt like that to me. This Overpass was pretty cool. But now when teams are starting to like show us a lot of, we're starting to see the meta. We're starting to see, because you can't really have meta until there is an established way to play a map. Then meta comes into play. Then stuff starts getting interesting. But then on top of that, we're getting all these teams starting to get creative with strategies and tactics. So really nice to see. I think Scream's having some issues, so we'll probably take a very quick break whilst they get sorted out, and we'll be back very shortly, guys, as soon as possible with the remainder of this match between Epsilon and dAT.
G2A.com, the best video game store ever! Fast as lightning! Solid as a rock! Cheap as duck! What's more, you can sell on it because it's also a marketplace. Remember G2A.com, the best video game store ever!
esportsbets.com, the service where gamers will bet real money on virtual events. Only here, the best odds and widest coverage of games from Dota 2 to Hearthstone. We have over 200,000 users registered. Join us. Prove that you are the best versed in esports. Who will get the first blood? Who will take the first Roshan? Who will win the knife round? Participate in the race of predictors and earn real money. The more bids, the more bonuses. Reward for your first deposit up to $600. esportsbets.com. Foresight, passion, and calculation.
Alright guys, welcome back to FACEIT TV here for the remainder of dAT versus Epsilon here for the G2A.com December Cup. And it looks like dAT are doing a really good job just getting streamed back on the server. And I think the game is going to start very shortly. One thing we didn't mention in all of our praise to dAT, James, is that maybe if Epsilon have, let's say, a few matches against dAT, they'll start to figure out what they're doing and they can adjust. And it's all about how well dAT can hold when teams actually know what they're doing. Because right now they're bringing fresh stuff. So that's the next step that I'm going to be really interested to see, because that's when you know if a team's going to stick around at top level. Yeah. So
it's always the same when you have a new roster. For example, Fnatic, they changed 2 players, and it's while their initial results may be really, really strong, they're not necessarily an indication as to how things will go long term. You need kind of 1-2 months to see how, when everything settles down, what it's like. Turns out it's still quite dominant. But again, with the map strats, I mean, this will adjust for all the teams who do their homework. So we shall see. Nice pop flash there from Biggie. Gonna pop flash himself and then get the frag on WorldEdit. So a good start from them. The flank coming in from bondik. There, he's gonna get the first frag. And there's 2 more coming in for that team. All of a sudden, 2 left for Epsilon. Gonna be a 2 versus 1 now. Epsilon, they do have control of the bomb. Let's have a look at the last play for dAT. It's AdreN. He's got 18 HP and 100 ping. Can he do it?
good luck, mate.
Good luck, mate. Right, mate. When was the last time you had a shepherd's pie?
A long time ago, actually. Long time. I'm not a big fan of it, to be honest.
Sucks.
I don't really like them that much.
1 tag and AdreN is done. There's a tag. That's a wrap. Epsilon continue to build the rounds here. Let's have a look at the CT money. They are in for the buy world, and it's straight for the AWP. He turns into Megatron when he has that thing. He's just got a cannon on the end of his arm. That's why Optimus is dead on the site.
Okay, they're going to go for another pause again.
So, who's getting DDoS this time? Well, it remains to be seen. Let's have a look.
Yeah, this is really this really sucks for. Okay, okay, we're looking. Okay, we're gonna go in a few seconds, so we should be fine. We should be fine.
Well, that's the shortest DDoS EU. I'll take that to the bank. So, WorldEdit with the AWP. FXio with the AWP. FXio putting in more frags than WorldEdit so far. He's got 15 to WorldEdit's 11. It's Blade who's doing the business for that at the moment with flamie close behind. There's a nice flash from AdreN. Epsilon very fast to the site now, but going to get shots in the back. There's only like they rushed in, yeah, but he's alone. He's just on his own there, up against 2 CTs.
And look at the rest of his team. They're like just chilling on party. Yeah, right now they're just chilling.
And that's going to put Epsilon at a 1-man disadvantage very early, and they can't afford these disadvantages when they are down 7 rounds.
I guess he basically moved in so far, didn't see anybody. He's like, wait, maybe I can actually get on the site. I think that's more or less what it was. But it does look very strange in retrospect. But FXio, oh, what a shot there onto Blade. He's alone now, though, with that AWP. And this is a pretty important round for them. But it's not looking like they're going to get it. FXio, though, he's going to go down, kicking and screaming with this AWP. Able to pick up another frag quickly on flamie. As FXio now moves through the toilets.
Look at this web closing in on him, though. They all know where he is, so he's got
to
to be fast.
He is a fast AWPer, but
Not fast enough.
he is not going to be able to pull this off. So 14-6, dAT on the brink of winning this and going through against Hellraisers, which would be such an interesting map because Blade is their coach and their kind of strategic guidance. How weird is that? That's going to be so interesting. I don't know if I've ever seen that situation happen. I don't think that's. I think that to me, as far as I am aware, that feels fairly unprecedented.
It's like something from like a karate movie or something, where you know the
student becomes the master.
The student has to fight the tutor. It makes me think of Karate Kid, though, where you had that
interesting choice of words, tutor. By the way,
was it Black Dragon, the bad guys in Karate Kid, where they wore the black gis. But that wasn't a tutor and thingy, but he was like a bully. I'm not saying that Blade is a bully, but it just feels like, you know, kind of a bit of, not I wouldn't go as far as to say David and Goliath, but I have no reason to connect it to that film, but I want it to get there, but I just can't connect the A and the B.
James has the triangle and he's like smashing it into the circle piece right now, so it's not working, man.
You're saying I'm a child. You're saying I've got the mental age of an infant. Is that what you're saying, Dan?
Maybe I do. That's a beautiful
thing.
Maybe I do.
To be honest with you, I like the idea of me trying to smash a triangle into a circle. That is a very good description. So I can't even accuse you because it's kind of true.
I think having the mental age of infants is awesome. They find everything amazing. Everything's amazing. Climbing around, running around, everything's new.
You know what's amazing?
Pretty awesome.
Casually having a grenade on the table is amazing.
It's yet to be named, though. It does not yet have an aid. The problem,
well, you wanted to call it Hitler.
I didn't want to call it Hitler. I just said that if we let the public...
He tried to call it Hitler.
I said if we let the public decide, then it's probably just going to end up being Hitler or something. But you know what? If we name it, I think it's like a slippery slope because then it's going to get like goggly eyes and we're going to start... what's the word? Is it anthropomorphize? I don't know. What is the word?
I want you to pronounce that, Dan. Keep trying.
I'm going to keep trying. Anthropomorphize. Anthropomorphize. I don't know.
Anthro doesn't sound like that.
Anthro
sounds like a slippery slope.
I can't physically picture the word in my mind right now.
Are you talking about furries?
No, it's when you associate human characteristics to an inanimate object, actually. It's used in poetry all the time. I learned that in English literature when I was at school, but I can't think of how to say the word, so that's the thing.
Anthropomorphic.
Yeah, but that's not the word where you attribute a human element to it. Anyway, we'll move away from this very swiftly. But it's always very interesting, isn't it? When you're doing casting and you realize, you know what? I actually have a lot of trouble speaking. How did I get into this? What happened?
I was very tongue-tied earlier today.
Yeah,
that's not ideal. I was calling B-A, I don't know, it was just falling apart for me.
It happens to me all the time. Just then. Case in point.
Yesterday, I saw a video of what's that Olympic sport where the horses dance?
The horses dance?
Yeah. What's it called?
I don't know about dancing, actually. I don't think I've actually watched
dance.
that.
Like
I've seen show jumping, but I haven't seen the...
what's it called? Equestrian? Is it equestrian?
Well, equestrian is relating to horses.
Is that the one where the horses dance?
No.
That's just a general
it's a term relating to horses.
Okay, someone tell me in the chat, what is the name of the Olympic sport where the horses dance? It's done by posh English people and like nobody else because nobody else cares. But I need to know
That's really
the name.
true.
Basically, some guy had a horse in a living room at a birthday party and the horse was dancing to music. Like in this really small living room, surrounded by people. There was just a horse in the middle and the horse was dancing.
What's the point here?
There is no point, but I had to share this to people. Sharing is caring, people. I had to get this off my chest. I saw a horse dancing, and it's all I can think about.
I really don't know how that fits into anything, but I guess it's a good time to go to a break, guys, whilst we sort this out. Obviously, it's like grinding to a halt here. dAT have 14 rounds. They just need to get 2 more.
They're inching.
Epsilon need a lot more than that. They need 10 rounds to win this match.
And new internet connections.
So guys, let's see if we can hook them up with something. We'll be right back after this short break.
Hello guys, and welcome back to the stream. Now, we don't have good news for you. Epsilon have decided to forfeit again, and they've left the server. Now, I have some issues with this. The first one being, generally speaking, I think organization-wise, there's a lack of infrastructure with regards to this kind of thing, which will change for all organizers next year, in that if a team wants to forfeit a match, it should be that they submit a request to forfeit to an organizer, and an organizer decides whether or not a team can forfeit. Because from an organizer's point of view, we can't just have teams forfeit when the score is 3-1 and then no matches happen. You know, when events are sponsored and so on, and people are putting up money to have, you know, brands and streams and so on, we need to have a more solid infrastructure than that. So that's why Epsilon yesterday, they forfeited when the score was 3-1, and we said no, you can't just forfeit. Like, we need to have a match here, and it's 3-1. Like, there's no reason for a match to be forfeited, so we postponed it to today. I know GMX, for example, he had some issues with DDoS yesterday. Today he was playing via a VPN, so he was solved, but you can see Uzzziii, I think, and Scream had some issues today as well. So they're just continuously being DDoS, which isn't our fault. But it's 14-6 at the moment, and they've chosen to quit and leave the game and forfeit and tweet and say that they're forfeiting again. And on this occasion, they're refusing to play offline unless we start 0-0 on Overpass, which is quite frankly absurd in our opinion. So we will, in this instance, accept their forfeit. Not that we have any other choice, really, because they've all left the server and quit. So that will move on to the second semi-final. They'll be playing Hellraisers in the semi-final, and it will be LDLC Mouse Sports in the other semi-final. Those semi-finals will take place in January. Our North American second semi-final and final will take place tomorrow. So I think we're going to be alive from about 5 p.m. European time tomorrow with those two matches. So thank you for watching, guys, and sorry we couldn't complete this match today, but it was to a degree out of our hands. But once again, in future, for our leagues and other organisers' leagues next year, there will definitely be more infrastructure and rules in place, so we have more control over these events, and people don't just decide they're forfeiting and leave the server, because that shouldn't be how things are, and nobody benefits from that. So again, thank you for watching, guys, and sorry we couldn't see a conclusion here, but we will see dAT facing Hellraisers in the second semi-final coming in January.
Well, I hope you guys did at least enjoy the dAT matches that you got to see, and some of the action we've had. And as James said, much more to come. Tune in tomorrow, follow the channel, make sure you are watching the Americans play, because you know, this is kind of the European time zone we're in right now. It's sometimes hard to lose track. Which time zone am I in? I don't know. Is it Oceania? Is it? I don't know, man. But
yeah, but the good thing is, actually, we're going to have American matches during European time.
Exactly.
Tomorrow. They're going to be playing very early, so if you can't normally stay out for the North American cast, then you'll be able to watch those tomorrow. So that's a good thing. And two other points. One of them, again, tweet at FACEIT if you want to see Seaside on the platform, and hopefully we can get that to happen. Just give them terrorist demands, and hopefully we can see that on the platform soon. And the other thing is, again, we have a new skin which we recently released. It is a skin for the M249, a bit unloved in terms of buys, but if you ever buy it by mistake, make sure you buy it with style. FACEIT.com, bit.ly/FACEIT249. So definitely give that an upvote. Once again, the proceeds we get from skins do go towards our leagues. You can see that from the leagues we've had this year, and hopefully you'll see some more next year. So again, thank you for watching, guys, and we will see you tomorrow for the North American streams.